One of you guys asked me to comment on this, and it's really interesting because the same individual follows me on Twitter and could have just tagged me in the tagged me in a tweet or something like that. Like I actually had to go looking for this confrontation. But yeah, there's a lady, a young lady. I'm a gentleman, right? There's a young lady who finds out that Pete Buttigieg is alphabetical, and thusly, she let's just say she's having a little bit of buyer's remorse right now.
So are you saying that he has the same sex? He? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Are you kidding? Yeah, he's married to him, yeah. We need to find out if that series. Well, then I don't want anybody like that in the White House.
Yeah. Wait, what? like, look, man. Like that is so funny. Like, hold on. I don't want nobody like that in the White House. I didn't know what I was co-signing. Hold up. Can I renege? Can I take that one back? What's popping? She wants the Indian give her vote because he's alphabetical. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. That was so good. Here's the thing, particularly when you're talking about like these rural areas where like as far as traditionalism, man, these folks are like still back in the 70s and 80s and the like. Yeah, you kind of sprung that one up on her now, didn't you? And should it matter? Deal is that I personally don't think it's something that should be taken into account. Like the reason I don't like Pete Buttigieg is because he is a pander. He panders really hard, so hard that he is a part of an establishment plan. Like for the most part, like I saw him drinking 40s on a rooftop with DeZeus and Mero from that Showtime show, and I'm just like nah, I'm not really feeling him like that. Like he comes across as incredibly brought and paid for, so I'm not into it like that. But she was willing to give him a shot. She's alphabetical. And should it matter? You know what? That's the thing. That's not for me to decide. That's for every individual to decide. And for this lady, yeah, it does matter.
So can I have my card back? I don't know. You signed it. We could go ask.
Okay, so first and foremost, I mean, yeah, the video resolution isn't perfect, but you can definitely tell she cute. All right, the little blonde sweetheart is cute. But now that you let the cat out the bag, you had to open your mouth and say something. Yeah, she's like, can I have it back? Oh, we could go ask, but yeah, you kind of did this to yourself, darling. You really talked yourself out of a sale. I've seen it happen so many times in various positions that I've been in because I've been a salesman before. And it is very easy to talk yourself out of a sale.
I never knew that. Well, so the whole point of it is, though, he's a human being, right? Just like you and me. And should it really matter? That's what. Well, he better read the Bible. He does.
And that's the thing when it comes to ideology, guys. That's why I don't roll too hard in ideology or ideological frameworkings, because it really, like, this lady, it's her right. It is her right to feel the way that she does about alphabetical and religion, because the Bible does say what it says when it comes to those types of relations. Now, everybody and their mother has their own interpretation of the Bible, which is another reason I'm not one to call myself religious, because I just recognize that, hey, this is all one person's interpretation of this text that has been reinterpreted 1,000,003 times. But this lady has literally every right in the world to want to say, wait, no, I don't carry the same value as this individual lives. It is well within her rights. And I think what we're seeing right now is an intersection of tolerance and acceptance. Like the tolerance and acceptance thing is button heads, because you can tell. I mean, she seems like a sweet enough old lady, to whereas she, it's not. She ain't gonna sit there and be like, oh my goodness, we gotta go on out here and have us a little drag, and all that other stuff. She doesn't seem like that type, but her, like, she has her values, and her values are steeped in religious mythos. So to her, it's like, oh wait, no, I definitely, I can't co-sign by voting for him. She feels as if she co-signed his lifestyle, and it really is a crazy intersection right here, because at what point does like her at what point does her right to not part to frown upon such alternative ways of being, at what point does that have to get kiboshed for the alphabetical individuals feelings and their right to at least take the shot at being president? Like, I mean, that is, she, like, her wanting to take her vote back does not take away from Pete Buttigieg's right to run for president. But you have to realize that that's going to be a bit of a thing, a bit of a stinger. It's one of the reasons why, as much as I would love for Tulsi to be in first place, and like, I know that her religious background is a hindrance. I know that, yeah, to an extent, her being a woman is a hindrance, but that's just what it is. And we move forward, we keep it going, and we pray for those who see things differently.
And he says that God doesn't choose a political party, because
why does it say in the Bible that a man should marry a woman then?
Well, I totally respect your viewpoint on this. I so totally do. But I think that we were not around when that was being written.
How come this has never been brought out?
I mean, she ain't wrong. I mean, we weren't around when the Bible was written. We can't particularly tell, like the writers, the initial interpretation and the like as those who wrote the scripture out. It really is hard to put a finger on where they were mentally, because it was written oh so long ago. But this really does present a danger in trying to, like, because everybody's interpretation is so different and the like. And so you're not, like, lady, you should have just gave her a car back to be 100% real with it, because then, like, after a certain point, after a certain age, like certain generations, man, just don't even bother, because you're not gonna get anywhere with them.
It's common knowledge.
I never heard it.
That lady really doesn't spend too much time on the internet, and this young lady, I feel kind of bad for her. Not because, stroke, but because she really talked herself out of a cell. You could have just, kept it, like, thank you so much for your support, really appreciate it, have a good day. And she found out later, and I know that's a little bit underhanded, but I mean, if I can get you, I give it, like, this. It's the way. It's a matter of sales, right? Because the presidency isn't much different than selling yourself. That's part of the reason why Donald Trump won. And if you can, get the customer's cash into your hand, and then the customer finds out, oh yeah, we got an issue or two with what's taking place, then hey, we're gonna have to work through it from there, because guess what? I already made my sale. So I feel a little bad for the young lady having to deal with this, particularly because she's like, this is such a huge generational gap right here, because like Nana ain't having it. Nana ain't beat at all.
We can talk to someone if you need to talk to them about this. I don't know the rules on this or not, but I guess what I would like you to just dig deep inside and think, like, should it matter if it's a woman or if it's a man or if they're
golly, darling, here's the deal. Like, you're just, you should have just asked. Like, I think she is the manager, so like, but if I were you, I would definitely be looking for somebody in a higher, at a higher pay grade, just to get it back to her, call it a day. Because real talk, like, that was like, not everybody's on the internet, like, like the way we are, and paying attention to everything the way we are, and that goes doubly for many of these Iowan voters. So she was just like, like she was kind of like floored back, and now you have to sit here and go through an entire like indoctrination lesson in less than 5 minutes, darling. It's not gonna work. Just give a shit for real.
sexual or homosexual, if you believe in what they say. That's my question.
But that's the thing about believing in what they say. Yeah, that has a lot to do with it. I like honestly, Pete Buttigieg isn't going to win. Like nobody on the blue team's going to win this time around. So I mean, I think they knew this a very long time ago. That's why they're like trying to like float these people out there to see what kind of person they can probably get to have a good grasp in 2024. But the deal is that, you know, when it comes to something like that, particularly as this lady leans into her Bible, it's an ideological argument that you're having, ma'am. And unfortunately, when it comes to these people who are just balls deep into their ideology, you're not going to get to flip her in a couple of moments. So either you can give her a thing back or you can't. But either way, is make it clear and just say, hey, you know, he ain't gonna win anyway.
Went right down the toilet is where it all just went.
And that's, you have a total right to your opinion, and I am not trying to tell you to think otherwise, but
weren't you though? I mean, you kind of were there, darling. Oh, well, you know, he's a human being, but the deal is that he's an alphabetical human being, and as I've spoken on this channel multiple times, like, as soon as I know a dude has imbibed some meat, I'm like, you, like, I don't know where your brain capacity, like, I don't know what your psychological makeup is at that point, because I've never had a desire for, you know, schmeat in my life, so we ain't no tank over here, bruh.
we'll ask what they want us to do. But I just asked you to look inside your heart because you sound like...
See, and that's the thing. You just said that you're not trying to get her to change her mind. When you're like, oh, now look inside your heart. Like, oh, if she looks inside her heart, she's gonna lean back on that Bible that told her, hey, nah, man, like, yo, that's the two dude thing, nah, that's just not the groove. And honestly, it's like we're having a big problem. Like, that's really where like the whole alphabetical issue is like really gonna continue to have its main, you know, saying back and forth. Its main friction is within the religion. I don't want to call this woman a zealot by any stretch of imagination, but she, you know, she considers herself a strong Christian woman. This is what it says in the Bible. Trust me, I've known these folks my entire life. My dad preached, so yeah, like as far as getting her to flip on it, you definitely wouldn't do it in the amount of time that you need in order to like, you know, like to get her to want to, you know, keep her vote with Pete Buttigieg over here. And the deal is that, you know, what happens more often than not is like, you know, like a lady such as this, one of her grandkids would go off to college, come back talking about, oh yeah, well, you know, of the sexuality, and what they do is they accept them because that's their grandkid and they love them, and they don't, and for the most part, but then again, at the same time, there is a larger ramification here when it comes to, you know, the alphabetical lifestyle, namely the demise of legacies and, you know, blood-borne families. It's a bit of a problem, and you can, one of the things that I think this young lady right here would be better off doing is acknowledging, like, yeah, we get it. It's not for everybody, but, you know, like that. But one thing has nothing to do with the other. I mean, honestly, Pete Buttigieg probably would have been better off pulling a Cory Booker and getting a starlet to say, "Oh yeah, we're dating," but, you know, he wouldn't be living his truth now, would he?
A Christian woman to me, and I'm a Christian woman, and my God wants me to love everybody.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, darling. Like, you can love everybody, but love isn't the same thing as liking, right? Like, I can love you, but that doesn't mean I gotta like everything that you do. And I genuinely believe that, you know, if we accept that as like, okay, love and like aren't the same thing. And just because I love you to death and I want the best for you, I've had this situation come through with even, you know, my own family, where I love you to death and I want the best for you, but what you want for you is not the same thing. And as much as I would like to be able to control you and make you want that thing, or make you put yourself on a path to get that thing that you want, if you're not listening, you have free will. So, you know, the same way Pete Buttigieg has, you know, or he was born, I'm not sure, with the whole alphabetical thing, this lady has every right and, you know, saying, in every, every right to feel the way as she does.
I do. Yep.
So you must not believe it then if you think it's okay for somebody to be married to a same-sex person.
Nope. I think we're just interpreting it different, and that's okay because.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, 100% correct about that, sweetheart. You are 100% correct. Well, I think we're interpreting it different. Yes, you are, very much so. And so like your interpretation and her interpretation, they're not gonna mix oil and water, man.
Everybody gets to have their own beliefs. But what I teach my son is that love is love, and we're all human beings.
And that's very sweet. And seriously, honestly, she could definitely catch a couple of strokes. Even I'm pulling out though because her kid is not like I don't want half of that. But either ways, guys, yeah, man, this was insanely funny to me, and I thank you for pointing it out to me. Just next time, tag me because I had to go looking for this. But yeah, it's that clash. It's that clash of where does her right to to not particularly care for or like that alternative lifestyle, where does that stop, and Pete's right to saying like, oh well, it shouldn't matter, but the deal is that it does matter to some people, and you have to accept that not everything's for you. Not like it's a big part of the reason I don't talk about what's that movie Birds of Prey. I didn't go see that shit. Why? Because it's not for me. I didn't go see Star Wars. Why? Because it's not for me. They've been made it very clear it's not for me, and that's fine. But the deal is that like the same train of thought can be applied to damn near anything. Right? I mean, Pete Buttigieg, the alphabetical lifestyle is not for me. It's not for this lady. And so thusly, you're going to come across these clashes. But I do think the young lady, she was very sweet. She's very sweet. And she's rather attractive too. You could definitely tell she's from Iowa. Look at those arms, boy. Look at those arms. She kind of fine right now, but like, I don't know what's going to be popping. Like, yo, she looking at, like, when she talking to that lady, she looking at herself in like 30 years. So guys, we are done with this one. All the internet stuff. If you like the toss, if you like this, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share because sharing is caring. And YouTube and BitChute and like aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here. Bang the bell for notifications and speak. Let me know what you think in the comments. She wanted to renege. Yeah, she definitely wanted to renege her vote. And like, would you, if you if it came out that an elected official was of some kind, let's say you're trying to vote for mayor and you're not really paying attention, so you're not keeping up like that, and then you come to find out, oh wait, this mayor was once convicted of slaughtering puppies, like, would you want to take that back? How would you go about taking it back? It's very hilarious. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments, all right? And until the next one.